to play a game that is so much fun, and it's not so very hard to do. The name of the game is Simple Simon Says, and I would like you all to play it too. Put your hands in the air, Simple Simon Says. Shake them all about, Simple Simon Says. Do it when Simon says, Simple Simon Says, and you will never be out. Simple Simon Says, put your hands on your hips, let your backbone slip, Simon Says. Simple Simon Says, put your hands on your hips, let your backbone slip, Simon Says. Put your hands on your head, Simple Simon Says. Bring them down by your side, Simon Says. Shake them to your left, Simple Simon Says. Now shake them to your right. Now!
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Paranormal Tech. Myself and Caroline are here. Get your tea ready, your coffee ready.
Hey guys, welcome to Paranormal Tech this evening.
We will deliver to you the story of the Miami Showband.
Hey baby, it's Georgie. Let me tell you where I've been.
They are actually gunshots you hear in the background. We're not being invaded, by the way.
You just gotta let me in. Hold everything safe, baby. Please put down the gun. At least you got to give Georgie one last chance to run. Hey baby.
Alright, folks, get ready. Myself and Caroline are here for 1 hour live on the story of Miami Showband Massacre, and we're going to tell you some stories. So after this,
I'm your ever-loving guy. Hold everything, baby. Please put down the gun.
Yes, Anne, I did not get down to see your message. I'm here tonight.
One last chance to run. Hey,
baby, it's a Georgie, Porgy.
don't you think I look sincere? Hey, baby, it's your Georgie. I'm getting out of here.
Okay, folks, are you ready?
I gotta get out of here. I'm getting out of here. I'm gone.
Alright, folks, get ready for an episode of Paranormal Tech. We're just going to give myself and Caroline, going to walk back towards the car. Zoom this back out and we'll get talking to you in a second. Just zoom this back out. Let's get rid of a bit of stuff here and let's get the camera back where it should be. And let's turn around the camera. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Paranormal Tech. We're just going to bring it back to the car. So we're just going to carry that away. And myself and Caroline are going to start our investigation in a couple of seconds. We're going to sit in the back of the step back in the car, myself and Caroline. So good evening, folks, and welcome to Paranormal Tech. My name is Philip.
Caroline.
And tonight we are, this is our paranormal here. Just going to fix a few things. There's a few things happening here already. I just want to fix a few things. The light is turning down me. The RAM pod is going off as well. So good evening, folks, and welcome to our story of the Miami Showband story. And what we're going to do is going to try and pull in the RAM pod as close as we can to myself and Caroline. We're not ignoring chat or anything. We're going. Caroline will concentrate and chat. The RAM pod is going off, isn't it, Caroline? The RAM pod is on the left hand side beside the RAM pod. It is activated where the story will begin in a few minutes. They're really actually gunshots that you hear in the far behind us, aren't they, Caroline? They're actually live. There's somebody shooting in the field beside
I
us.
got afraid when we first spoke.
when we pulled in first, we went and heard bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. And there must be a shooting place over there because it's nothing but shooting going on. We thought we were going to be invaded there for a few seconds. And so, welcome to Paranormal Tech. And we are going to deliver a story called the Miami Showband. And it's called the Miami Showband Massacre, and we are going to deliver it. I'm not going to ignore chat as well. I'm going to get straight into the story, and what I want to do is give you a guided tour of the place first. Then Caroline's going to get in straight into the chat, say hello to everybody. So guys, one of the reasons why I choose to come and do an investigation Showband is, you're well known now, you'll all know why, is because my mother and father were in the show bands. So let's forget about my mother and father and let's concentrate on the Miami Showband. In 1975, there was a disaster, an absolutely disaster that happened here on this N7 heading to Banbridge. About 2:20 in the morning, the Miami Showband. We all know who the Miami Showband's now. If you don't know who the Miami Showband, you missed out on a big program that we've set up here for the last few days of the Miami Showband. So let's get straight to it. Back in 1975, the Miami Showband were just after doing a gig in Banbridge. Now, before I get into most of the story, back in the 60s and 70s and 80s in Ireland and in England, the show bands were a big thing in this time. All the people used to go to the local townie halls, the local villages, they used to go to the local pubs, and they used to go to the local clubs, and it was all show bands. The Miami Showband were actually one of the big show bands coming up. They were going to be big as the Beatles, and they were going to be big as the Monkees. They were a big hit in Ireland and England, and it doesn't matter if you were black, yellow, Chinese, Protestant or Catholic. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. Everybody got together and they enjoyed the music from the Miami Showband. And the people, it doesn't matter if you're from north, south, east or west of the Republic of Ireland, or even the Northern Ireland where we are located now. It doesn't matter where you're from. Everybody really, really enjoyed back in the 60s. And people used to go out in the 60s to watch the live band shows just to clear the heads. And it doesn't matter if you're Catholic or Protestant, everybody mixed together and everybody had a wonderful, wonderful time. The Miami Showband, believe it or not, were a mixed group. They were Protestants and Catholic as well, and they got on 100%, never an argument between them. Now, let me take you back to 1975. And let's get into the story straight away. Back in 1975, the Miami Showband were just finishing a gig in the Townie Hall in Banbridge. I don't know the name of the place, but we just called it the Townie Hall. And they were just after finishing a gig in Banbridge. So when they finished the night, they had, believe it or not, their last dinner, the last supper the Miami Showband had was actually Irish stew. They all had their Irish stew. They went outside, they signed autographs, and the manager, of the Miami Showband, he went home. Another lad went home. He always early, and the rest of the crew loaded up all the gear, and they headed into their minibus, and they headed from Banbridge, and they were heading to Dublin for their next gig. So they're on the Miami Showband were travelling on the N7 heading to Dublin. They're about 20 minutes outside Banbridge, just 7 minutes outside Newry. When at the time in 1975, July 31st, the Miami Showband were flagged down for what's the name of that car name? There's a name for it again. With a checkpoint. So at the time, in the bad times in Ireland, and hope God we'll never see them again, there were always checkpoints in the Irish border between the British Army and the UVC, or there's another name for them. But anyway, there was a checkpoint. So you have to picture, we'll give you a guide tour in a minute. So the Miami Showband were heading down this little road where we're heading towards Newry and heading towards Dundalk. This is the old road that was this time. So they were heading back on this road, and the questions, gunshots you hear there now. Isn't that right, Caroline? They're the gunshots. So just try and listen to them gunshots as well while you're telling the story. Why the Miami Showband were absolutely murdered and humiliated and sacrificed and killed here on the spot. Listen to them gunshots. Listen to them gunshots. So the Miami Showband, the driver was heading down this road, and there was a checkpoint. And the driver turned around and says, "Right, guys, there's a checkpoint up here." Now, in them times back in the 60s, the Miami Showband would have been used to hundreds and hundreds of checkpoints. The Miami Showband would have done loads of checkpoints in their time. Same as my own mother and father. Let's get rid of that there. Same as my own mother and father. There would have been loads of checkpoints. So the Miami Showband would have been well used to checkpoints back in the 60s. And so was my own mother and father. So in this night in question, they were travelling down this road where we'll show you in a few minutes. And they were flagged by a few, they were dressed up in British uniforms. Now these guys weren't British Army that pulled them, okay? They were pulled up here on this roadway, and they winded down the window and had the crack with the soldiers on the night. The soldiers asked them to pull in here, drive up a small bit and pull in here where the bush shelter was on the time, here on the left hand side. The Miami Showband pulled up, and the officer, the soldiers on the time gave orders, "Would you please get out of the vehicle?" Listen to that. Listen to them gunshots. So they were asked to get out of the vehicle, and the Miami Showband thought it was very unusual at the time to be called out of their vehicle on this night. Listen to them gunshots, guys. And so when the Miami Showband were taken out of their vehicle, they were all told to line up in a straight line behind the van. So the van was pulled up here outside it, and the Miami Showband thought it was very, very unusual on the night to be taken out of the van. So two of the survivors of the Miami Showband were getting very nervous at the time. They weren't very nervous off the checkpoint because they were so used to it. Two of the lads, the one wanted their saxophone taken out, another lad wanted something else taken out, and they went over to the soldiers and asked them, could we take our saxophone out, please? We don't want to get it damaged. So one of them went over, opened up the case and took out the saxophone and left the saxophone on the side of the road, and one of the other lads went in and took another musical instrument out. He'd done the same. And then they had to go back to the queue. So these two lads were up at the top of the queue. They were at the back of the queue. So they went up to the top of the queue this time because they had to take out their equipment out of the van. A British soldier came on the scene, and he had a very posh English voice, known as today as Captain Nairac. Now, at the time, nobody knew who he was, but this British soldier came, very posh, and he was on the road and he was giving his orders. Showband distracted them completely. Now let's stop it there for a second, right? So let's all focus on that. So the Miami Showbands are on the side of the road, all hours of the night after doing their live show. Done a checkpoint. The soldiers asked them to come out. So at this side, the Miami Showmen are standing along the side of the road. Soldiers are having the crack at them. When you love to be home now, guys, and how's the crack? And when you love to be in your bed and all that kind of crack. So when they went in to get their musical instrument, the two most expensive ones, the saxophone and whatever they wanted to get, because they didn't want to get damaged because the army lads were searching through the back of the van, they were distracted. When the British soldier came with the posh English voice, he was given orders straight away. Didn't want them to see what they were doing, but in fact they were planting a bomb underneath the driver's seat in their vehicle, and trying to name and shame the Miami Showband, so that bomb would carry on. Probably would detonate in maybe Newry, it could detonate in Dundalk, it could have detonated anywhere, even in Dublin, and killed hundreds of people. But their plan backfired. And this what they've done to the Miami Showband, it was well planned. It was absolutely well planned, and let's hope that this story will never end of the Miami Showband and continue on, because what happens next will never ever be forgotten. And massive explosion happened. The two guys that went to get their musical instruments out of the van were blown up into the hedges here beside me. With the impact of the explosion, it fired them into the middle of the field where we're standing. Okay? The van blew up to bits. The Miami Showbands, the team crew, were all lying here on the side of the road. Three of them were, at the time, were dead. There was blood everywhere. The two soldiers in question that planted the bomb, that took off themselves by an accident, they were dead on the scene. The soldiers were down on the side of the street here when the explosion happened. When all this took place, the trees were up on fire, the hedges were on fire, everything was, you could picture all this in your head. The two lads that were survived from the Miami Showband from that blast were in the field. The rest of them were injured. I think there was 3 of them dead, but there were still 1 or 2 still surviving here. But they tried to make their way, they were crawling out into the field here where this disaster happened. Captain Nairac, to believe it was him, gave orders: leave nobody standing, kill them all. And how we know that is because the 2 lads from the Miami Showbands that were still alive, badly injured. One was very badly injured. He was down somewhere down the hedge down here. The other lad was down here to the left hand side. At the time when he was in the field, this is a true story, when he was in the field, the fire was unbelievable. The hedges were on fire, the trees were on fire, everything was on fire. The fear of God was inside them. Listen to them shots. Picture the time when it happened. When them British soldiers were here and they were shooting the Miami Showband. They were given direct orders to kill and leave nobody standing. Listen to them bangs. Listen. Can you picture that? They're in there, bombs only after exploding, and the British soldiers are standing here with their guns, and this British soldier named as Captain Ira gave direct orders, leave nobody standing. The two lads that were in the field, one of the survivors said he remembered watching videos back of Japanese war films, and what he'd done, and he's put his head down face to the ground, his arms out, and made out he was completely dead, so he wouldn't get shot, because there was fire all around him, the grass was in hedges and smoke, so the army crew thought he was going to burn anyway, and he thought he was dead. Same to the other man, his head was down on the ground as well, acting dead as well, playing dead, and they were actually they were 100%. One was very, very badly injured, and the other lad was able to get out of there, but he called out on 3 of the members. There was no response. The lead singer was still alive, and the young chap named Robert was still alive. And one of the Miami Showband shouted over to the other lad who was in the field with him, lie there, lie dead, lie dead, lie dead. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to get help. So we're going to move to his story, and we're going to come back to the other man's story. So he crawled out of this field where the barley is, because the fear of God was inside him, because he thought he was going to burn to death. Right? He could see the soldiers and the British soldier with the posh English voice standing over and pointing to the young lad called Robert, who was badly injured at the time here, and give direct orders to kill and leave nobody standing. Robert was only 19, apprentice of the Miami Showband, and the orders that he was given was kill by this British soldier. The last words Robert said was mommy, 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 and he was calling out for mommy, and Robert got a bullet believed to in his head, and he was killed on the spot. The lead singer, and he cried and he asked, please don't kill me, and they shot him. He was a very good looking chap, and they shot him 21 times in the face. 21 times he was shot in the face. 21 times. Listen to them gunshots, look. Listen to them gunshots. 21 times he was shot in the face. There was rubber bullets they fired into the Miami Showband, and when these rubbers implanted inside of the Miami Showband, they exploded inside them, so blew them up to bits. They had a horrific death. Horrific. Absolutely horrific death. There was no need for it at all. Absolutely no need for it. The story of the Miami Showband should never ever be forgotten. It's 44 years on, still going on. And let's pray to God that the people of the world will spread the story and keep spreading it until somebody owns up what happened. Now let's move on to the next part of the story. The young chap that escaped ran out to the motorway. Well, not the motorway, the roadway here. There was no motorway at the time, and he stopped a big lorry. Big lorry with a big trailer on the back of it, and he stopped it, but he refused to let your man in because he could see the fire, he could see the smoke, and he could see the army men on the road. He refused to let him in. He drove off. But a young couple coming from Newry a young couple coming from Banbridge heading to Newry stopped and took him in. And your man, the young lad from Miami Showband, was holding onto the door with the fear of God inside him. And they brought him to the Garda station in Newry. And he told the story. And the story goes that the guards could not come into this area until they had helicopters up in the air surrounding the area, because they didn't want to get shot themselves. So it's a long-lasting story of the Miami Showband, and they had a horrific death, and what an awful way to go. And that is the true story of the Miami Showband. Nobody ever did a live investigation here. They're real gunshots you're hearing from behind me. When we came here first, we thought we were going to get ambushed myself and carrying ourselves. They are actually really good. If you can picture the Miami Showband and listen to them gunshots. and they're screaming out for their help. Help, help, please don't shoot me, I want my mommy. Can you picture that? Listen to them gunshots. Listen. An awful way to go. So Caroline, have you anything to say about that story there? 'Cause that's
It's a really, really sad story. It's really sad, horrific the way it all happened.
yeah, an unbelievable story.
And how they tried to be blamed for being
Yeah, they were actually,
sad.
they tried to make out they were actually terrorists and they were delivering bombs around Ireland, but it backfired them. It really backfired them. But they were well planned. It was actually a well planned situation. Imagine if the Miami Showband and that bomb did not blow off, and they carried on, and one of them devices blew off, and it could have blown off, and any of them villages gone up, and hundreds of more people could have been killed. But the Miami Showband story will never die, and that's why we said we come here tonight. We're going to walk and show you the area. They're real shotguns that you're hearing at the background, and I'm going to walk around, show you the area, and then Karen's going to say hello to everybody, and we're going to do a spirit box. Now, we're not saying this place is haunted. We're not saying that it's active. We're not saying the Miami Showband are walking up and down. We want this story to never be forgotten, because the Miami Showband, there's two outstanding still today, and they're still repeating the story year after year after year after year after year. Sounds fun, guys, but it's a sad story. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take this off. We're going to give you a guided tour of the place. Carney's going to talk to you, and we're going to do one spirit box session. So the rampart did go off. So let's turn you around, and we'll walk from where the incident happened. Let's go, Caroline. So this is the old road here. That was the old N7 coming from the left hand side here, all the way down to the right hand side here. I'm just going to need to knock that out, just notifications coming in. So that is the old road. So the Miami Showband were travelling down from Banbridge, and they were travelling on the A7, and they were travelling down here. So up here somewhere, with the guys dressed in British uniform were up here, and they stopped them here with the two green jeeps, and asked the Miami Showband to come in here for a checkpoint, and they pulled them in here. A letter. Over here you see the letters KS down here in a few minutes. That was there was actually a bus shelter here picking up people on the buses. So the van pulled in here. This would have been the bus shelter here, and this is where the Miami Showband all stood, in this bus shelter here, outside here. And what happened is that all of a sudden what happened is that the guards, the army men, were up here, and they were doing a checkpoint on the Miami Showband's wagon. But unfortunately, when Captain Ira gave orders to plant the bomb in the front seat of the Miami Showband's car, so I would say they were coming from here, so that it would have been around here, exactly where they're seated. So the army man would have came in here and planted the bomb here in the front seat in here, and they would have planted the guns in the back. But as they walked away, the whole lot just blew up here. Everything just blew up here. The Miami Showband were all standing up here, and the two people that were blown in, they were actually blown into this field in here. So we'll just show you where the two survivors were. With the explosion, they were fired into this field down here. There's a big drop down here. It must be about maybe 10, maybe 13 foot deep down. There's a big drop down there, and they were fired out here. You can see the round bales how they were fired. The two survivors were fired out here with the explosion in there, and all this hedge here at the time was all up on fire, and all the trees are all up on fire, and that is where the explosion happened here. The bits of cars, the car was all over the place here, and this is where it happened. And when there was bodies, bits of legs and bits of bodies and everything all laid up here, but the two survivors were out here in the field, and the fear of God was inside them when the British officer gave orders to leave nobody standing. And when they were fired in to kill everybody, your man escaped from out here onto the road, and he got his way into Newark to get help. And that is the story. You can see the ribbons are tied on the trees here in memory of the Miami Showband. And there's a few sticks. Can you read them sticks, Carney? You know the messages, no? And there's a sign here that says, in memory of all the people who lost their lives on the 31st of July in 1975, may they rest in peace. You can see it here. Can you read any of them? I couldn't read it the last day because it was all shafuch to me. Can you read any of them sticks? Say it again.
He will heal the broken-hearted, and get the...
It's very hard to read, isn't it? Yeah, and there's another one there. It's very hard to read, isn't it? And that one's Peace of the Lord. Something there.
Peace of the Lord. Peace will
Resign in this Lord, isn't it? Something like that. So this is where it happens. So and you can see all the ribbons here. There's all ribbons tied on here. We're indicating for the people who lost their lives here belonging to the Miami Showbands. So we have the rampart here. We have the men meter. I'm just going to get Caroline to hold the men meter. Now the rampart did go off. I'm going to get Caroline to hold the men meter as we walk up and down this road here for a few minutes. And we're just going to, you probably will hear, was that you or me? No? So we're just going to walk up and down here and show you the road. And we're going to show you the road, and then we'll do a spirit box session. We're just going to show you, there are actually gunshots in here. We're going to actually try and walk up to them so you can hear them. So I'm going to show you up here. All them gunshots are actually coming from that place over there. It's kind of a sports centre. It's called Northern Ireland Target Sports Air Association. So it's called Northern Ireland's Target Sports Association, and that's where you're hearing all the gunshots coming from the moment to come from there. But that is the old road here. This is the old road that comes in here, and you can see the sign there for Banbridge over there to Belfast, and the dual carriageway which wasn't there, and that is our car here. So we're just going to walk you down here, out here. Like, she's going to walk here around the men meter and just see, just hold it there, Caroline. 3 point, look at that, it's coming up here straight away, look. 5.4, and there shouldn't be nothing coming up there, look. 2.1, so it's picking up something there. Definitely, if it goes up like that, you can Caroline tell me, I'll just keep that back away from you. So this is where the Miami Showband were told to pull in, right in here. The bush shelter was down here to the left hand side. So as the van was parked in here, the army were doing the raid here, and the bush shelter was over here at the time, and this is where they were standing, and this is where it all happened. So we're just going to walk down here a small bit. I'm just going to show you where it is, and then we're going to do a spirit box session. And where do you think, Caroline, should be the best place to do the spirit? Should we do it in the booth where it's quiet, or should we try and do it in here, or where do you think is the best place? Yeah, we'll try it all over. We'll just walk down here. We'll just give you a little walk down here and see, do we pick up in here. We're just going to give you a quick walk. This was the old road here, but the Miami Showband story should never be forgotten, guys. It's a really sad story. So Caroline, before we do any spirit box, what's your opinion on the Miami Showband? You never heard about it only once we start doing our own bit. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to hand you over to Caroline. Caroline's going to chat to you, and I'm going to walk with the men meter and stuff. Caroline's going to talk to you there. If you want to talk to Caroline, talk away now. I'm just going to walk them down here with the men meter.
So I'll say a big shout out to everybody tonight, and thank you for joining us. Big shout out to Anne Rees,
Watch here now, what you doing?
Gillian, to Matty UK, Copy Chris, to Claire Finnegan, who's watching this evening. Big shout out to Claire. We enjoyed the wedding the other evening. It was a fantastic day. Just a big shout out to everybody, really, and thank you for joining us.
I'm just going to walk back up again. I'm just going to walk here with the men meter. Just see to get walk around up and down with the men meter. Just see to pick up here. I don't know if
Yeah.
the rampart did go off when we twinkled off for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
So just going to walk up and down here. We'll pick it. And the Miami Showband 44 years last week. Just going to walk around here with this. Let's see, we'll pick it up around here.
Yeah, it's a big enough drop, isn't it?
Yeah, some drop.
There's a bed here, I picked it up. Yeah, walking back here. Walking here.
Yeah, we're picking it up now. There was definitely something there, right? So we'll start our script. Ask if anybody wants to know any questions.
Does anybody want to ask us any questions before we start the spirit box? Yes, and the shots are rather scary. I was petrified when I first came here. I was like, what the fuck's going on? But it's only an out shooting range.
Just something's going off now.
As you can see, guys, the rampart is going crazy here.
Just go that side and show them. See them going yellow, look. Look. Just going to reset it again. Any spirits here of the Miami Showband? Can you come around and do that again? Touch any of these devices? Can you do that for me, please, again? You can see one cracked. Just show them there, they're carrying the ribbons up. When they do the anniversary every year, they tie little ribbons here in memory of the Miami Showband. And you can see here the colours here of the Kilkenny. Is this like a Kilkenny hurling stick? And there's the name here. I just want to see, have a look, see what the name is. Half. H-A-L-F.
Half.
Huh?
Half.
Half, yeah. Right, what should we get cracking?
Yes, so Rangeable, Philip's parents were in a band years ago as well. I'll let Philip explain. Ask him what happened, Philip's parents.
Huh?
What happened to your parents?
I'll just turn this around as well. Who asked?
Mr. Rangeable. Sorry.
Right, so we're just going to put it in here before we start investigating. Somebody asked, what the question was asked, Hannah?
What happened to Philip's parents?
My parents were in the show bands. They weren't in with the Miami show band, but they were in a show band in England and Ireland. But the show bands weren't easy in the times. A lot of the show bands just look up the range. It's a small range. Idea pistols. Max TUK has looked that up already. Back in the 60s, the show bands weren't easy. A lot of the show bands split up. They all went different ways. My own father was, when he came from England, he came to Ireland and he met my mother in Monaghan. They had the place called Stella and the Embers. What happened, my family is in their show band. They're coming home from a show band. Don't know whereabout in Ireland it happened. It could be even in England. It could be even in Manchester. It happened. I think it was that they're on a motorway and there was an accident and there was 3 members killed. And I remember the father telling me the story, and he went over to see one of them were sit up against the wall. I remember the father told me this is how their career ended. They couldn't keep up the show bands. After the mother did, she kept singing for a good while, but the father kept playing the drums. But it was the end of their show band. There was some crash or something. I can't be 100% sure, but I remember the father saying they were coming home for a show band one night and there was a crash on the motorway. And the father turned around and he went to look for one of the band members. And I remember the father saying this to me, and there was a man sitting up, he was sitting up against the wall, and the father went over to him and said, "Are you okay?" I shook him and his head fell off. And that that was one crash. I remember the father. There was actually another crash as well. What was his name? Billy Holian. He was the lead guitarist, and there was another man called. Let me see. What was his name? I can't think of his name. Flanagan, not Brendan Flanagan. Higgins and Chambers. Michael Higgins. He was coming down from Currendilla one year, New Year's Eve, and they were just after finishing a gig, and he hit a concrete pillar, and he was killed stone dead. And that was 2 of the members died, and I think that ended them. They couldn't continue on because there was too much heartbreak, and that was the end of their career. So that's a. Did you see that? I seen it. Where we have the RAM pod situated and the millimeter. Now there's no wind. The wind has stopped. There was no bird there, but a branch is only after moving. And I seen the branch moving myself. I'm going to turn around the camera, and very easy. I'm going to turn it like this, and I'm going to show Caroline what I'm only after seeing. All right, just after seeing this here. So you just watch me, Caroline, that. Okay. And what I want you to do, I'm just going to zoom that in there a small bit. I'm only after seeing this happening right now. Okay, let's hope it stays there. Can you come out a small bit more? I'm only after seeing this happening. Watch this.
What is that?
Just after seeing it shake, just like that. I'm just after seeing the branches shake like just like that. Caroline's gone back to the chat, and I'm going to get Caroline away from the chat because we want to get straight into this. So we're going straight into this. I'm just after seeing a branch, and it wasn't the wind. Definitely wasn't the wind that moved. So what we're going to do a spirit box session. We're not guaranteed that every investigation that we do is going to be haunted, or it's going to be terrifying and exciting for you guys, but this is a story we wanted to deliver to you about the Miami Showband, and we want the story to never to be forgotten. And as you all know now, we have a history of the Showband, and I want to do a spirit box session here, and let's see what would pick up. Now I did do a couple of minutes here the last time I was here, and I asked what happened here, and the word I got was mafia. And let's see what happens. This place is the true story of the Miami Showband, and they were absolutely horrific, a death to them, and the 2 Miami Showbands that survived were able to tell the story, and the screams of young Robert screaming out for his mother, and the lead singer crying for help, please don't shoot me, and they shot him 21 times in the head. So let's go, let's get the spirit box up and running, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep it maybe like this or something like that, so you can all hear, maybe just like that. Caroline, would you a second, like just like that. So earphones in, you're going to hear better than we do. So if there's people watching this, or maybe the 2 survivors of the Miami Showband are maybe watching this, we are paranormal investigators. We mean no harm at all. We like investigating different places every week. We knew the story about the Miami Showband. We knew we weren't too far away from it, and we want the story to continue. And please don't forget this place. But I have one question to the people who are watching this, and the Miami Showband, and even if the government of Ireland or Northern Ireland are watching this back, for God's sake, would you ever put up a plaque or a tomb, what you call them things on this, you know, like a
Headstone.
Put a headstone up here of the Miami Showband, for God's sake, and show your respect, and put up the pictures of the people who have died here, and put up a plaque of the Miami Showband. And I don't think the people of Ireland will say no to that. I think the people of Ireland, if you're watching, somebody should put a headstone here, the faces of the Miami Showband here, put a big wall here, and put the plaque up here, and let's keep this story going for generation to generation. Yes, I'm remembering, and it should be done. So if there's any of the Miami Showbands are here, and I think there should be something here, not just a flower pot here and a now plaque here in memory of the people who've lost their lives here on the 31st of July 1975. Let's pass the story on. Let's pick this, let's get this message forward. Let's build a wall here. And let's put a big rolling plaque here of each one of the members of the Miami Showband here. And let's spread the story from our generation to the next generation, to the next generation. So the Miami Showband will never be forgotten. So if anybody's watching this, I'm pleading to the people of Ireland and Northern Ireland to do this. It should be done. What do you think, Carolyn?
Yeah,
it should be done.
definitely
You know, if I was a wealthy man myself, I'd do it myself. But and we're not wealthy. We're broke now, so we're going to claw our head with all the money spent.
Yeah, it should be done.
But it should be done. And I know the two people from Miami Showband are still alive today, but if you are watching this back, I do reckon that all the show bands of Ireland, like Nathan Carter, Derek Ryan, Jerry Guttery, all these guys who are making a fortune in Ireland, who are multi-millionaires, pull together, show your respect for the Miami Showband, and let's build a monument centre here for the Miami Showband so people can come back on the 31st of July every year to give their thoughts and prayers. That's what I think that should be done. What do you think, Caroline?
Yeah, definitely should be done.
So,
Something should be done.
Let's pass that out, and let's hope somebody from Miami Showband will watch this, and let's see, can we do this? If anybody wants to get in contact with me, leave a message under here from Miami Showband, and I would love to get involved in doing it. So let's do our spirit box session. I'm not guaranteed we're going to pick up the people's of the voices. I'm not guaranteed anything, but God loves a trier, and you never know what's going to happen. Now, you have to remember that the Miami Showband were all Catholic and Protestant. They all mixed together. Like, we're all brought up Catholic, but do we give a shite? No, we don't give a shite. That's the way the world has gone now, because the priests and the bishops and all the crack in Ireland ruined it for themselves, for all abusing all the kids. So that's the way the church has gone now, and that's why our generation and the next generation will have no big faith on the churches anymore, because what the priests have done to young children in Ireland and England. So it doesn't matter if you're Catholic or Protestant. We're all one. We're all equal. It doesn't matter if you're Chinese or Japanese. We're all the same. Isn't it, Caroline? We're all in the same boat. We're only going to go one way. As Big Tom said, you're going out the same way you came in. So let's get this up and running. Let's do our spirit box session. And let's see can we pick up it on the spirit box session, and see can we do it in here. Need to take a drink first. You want to talk there, Caroline, before I get a drink? Talk to them there.
A big shout out to everybody in tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Big shout out to Gillian. I know it's been a long day for you, Gillian. Big shout out to Anne-Louise, Matthew UK, Jane Houston, and everybody else that's watching, guys. And thank you all for joining us here.
Before we start, I'd like to say to Carpy Chris, I still have your candle from 30s Drive. You can see it. Carpy Chris made these when we did 30s Drive there. So Carpy Chris, your candle is still light now. I don't think I'll get a lighter in there, will you? And you can leave it there and light it now.
Okay.
Caroline here. Caroline's going to try. So we're going to do a spirit box session here. So hello to everybody. Hello to Carpy Chris. Hello to Hidden Germ. Hello to Jane. Hello to everybody. Can I just see that, Caroline? So Carpy Chris, your candle is still lighting, and we're going to lay this here. We're not going to bring it home in memory of the Miami Showband. So we're just going to leave that there. So Carpy Chris, you had something to do in respect of the Miami Showband. And it's going to be left there beside the flowers for the Miami Showband in this one. So Carpy, you're still, even though you're not here, you still have something to do with the live stream. So here we go on the spirit box session. Earphones in. You're going to hear something better than I am. And as usual, I usually watch back and play back if I hear it, because sometimes we always miss something. Sometimes there's the chance you will get something. It's an app on, use as a spirit wheel app, and it works for me. I'm working for a long time. It just works. So here we go, guys. Let's speak out. I'm going to do one. Caroline's going to do one, and let's see what happens. Good evening, spirits of the Miami Showband, and the two soldiers were involved in planting the bomb in the van. Miami Showband, in memory of the souls who have lost here on the 31st of July 1975. Is there any of the members of the Miami Showband willing to come forward? Is your spirit still here on the very day of the night that this happened? Can you come forward? Try and use the devices we have in our hand, and try and give us some indication of the Miami Showband, and tell us what happened here on the night of the 31st of July 1975. Just gonna wait for that truck to pass. Here we go.
Wait, it was.
Good evening, spirits. Any members of the Miami Showband here?
Experiment.
Can you hear it? No? Very hard to hear with the traffic. What happened here in 1975?
It's at home, we're going to hear more than us tonight.
What happened here in 1975? I missed it. We'll go closer, Carolyn, will we? Let's go a bit closer. Prize. Let's go closer. So we'll go here. Let's go here. Let's try and go.
We say
Remember.
as
Did you hear that? Remember, and Philip came through. Bodies came through, Carly. So that's good. That's a good start. So let's turn around the camera.
was up half.
What happened here in 1975? We say remember. Yes. We remember, spirits. Can you say the Miami Showband for me, please? Can you come forward and tell me the Miami Showband? Remember again. Yes, we remember. Are you trying to come forward and say remember? What happened here, spirits? In 1975.
That's a key.
There was a checkpoint here. Your last dinner was an Irish stew in Banbridge. And there was a checkpoint here. And two of the surviving Miami Showbands took out their equipment out of the van. And then there was a massive explosion. Shots were fired. People were murdered. Is there any members of the Miami Showband? Can you come forward? A young apprentice called Robert. He was 19 years of age. He was shot and murdered here. Are you here, Robert? The lead singer was shot 20 in his face. It's believed that Captain Iraq of the British Army was given direct orders to plant a bomb here and try to blame the Miami Showband as terrorists. Can you come forward, please? Try and use the devices we have. My name is Philip and Caroline. Can you repeat any of our names? My name is Philip and Caroline.
What's that? What you hearing?
What are you hearing? Is it? Can you say that? It'd be very to prove to us. Can you say the Miami Showband? Can you try and say Miami Showband? Can you try your best? Try and say the Miami Showband. Can you tell me how many soldiers were killed here as well? I know how many, but can you tell me how many? If there's any spirits here off the Miami Showband, have you a message for the people of Ireland?
Yes.
Very hard to hear with the traffic, isn't it, Caroline?
Yeah.
There's actually 2 soldiers killed here. We'll try and go a bit closer, just see. and then we'll go back. Let's go another bit, Caroline. Let's go closer to where it happened. Okay. Is the spirit of Robert here? Did you hold that, Caroline? Fran? Is Fran here? Fran, are you here? Did you hear that? Can you say my name, Philip? Caroline, that's our names. We are paranormal investigators. We want to deliver the story. We want to deliver the story of the Miami Showband story. We want to pass this on from generation to generation. Can you come forward, please? Is there any spirits here? Can you come forward, Trey? Try and use the devices and give us a message. What's your message? What happened here? Robert? Fran? Miami Showband?
Stabbing.
There was that stabbing? Did I hear it stab? Missed that, did you? No. Something about a stabbing. Let's run it till it stops. My name is Philip and Caroline. Is there any spirits here at the location where the Miami Showband were brutally murdered? We want the story to live on. Come on.
Here. Can I show you?
Yes, you can show me. Can you tell me what happened? Can you tell me what happened here? It's believed that a British soldier named Captain Nyarak was given direct orders to plant a bomb in the front seat of the Miami Showband minibus and to explode in Dublin, but it backfired in them. We're gonna let it run a minute. We're gonna Karen to have a shot. You're having you take a shot there.
At least.
Is the spirits of the Miami Showband here with us this evening?
Talk louder.
Is there any members of the Miami Showband here with us this evening? Can anybody come through to the device Philip was holding in his hand and speak to us?
So that was slapping.
Is that?
He's Slappy. I heard of that name before.
Yes, they're ambushed here in 1975. Can you come forward to us, please?
I just want Caroline to speak into the microphone. If you stand here and just go like that. Go right inside it.
Yes, they're ambushed here in 1975. Can you just come forward, please? Can you say our name? Philip, Caroline.
Ask them, can they touch any of the devices?
Can you touch any devices we have here on the blackboard? Just as Philip's doing now.
Famous.
I'm going to turn it down for a second. You're probably going to pick up more than we are. So we're standing in the location where the bomb blew. This is where my hand is now, where the devices are, the RAM pod and the millimeter. This was the bush shelter. This is where the Miami Showband were lined up. To my left hand side, where you can see the plaque here in memory of the Miami Showband, that is where the van was parked. And when the explosion happened, over here to my right hand side, this is where the two surviving of the Miami Showman were blown into the bushes here and fired into the field, and they act dead here. And all these bushes here were fired, and this is where the Miami Showman survivors at the time were trying to make their way down here. And the British soldier, today named as Captain Ira, gave direct orders: leave nobody standing. And it was about 10 seconds of a shooting straight away, and they killed everybody on spot. And how we know is that the two survivors were in the field. They were acting dead. The field was on fire, and they lived to tell the story. And the story goes that the young lad called Robert, his last words before he was brutally shot is, "I want my mummy," and he cried out for his mummy. His last words was, "I want my mummy." He cried for his mummy before the soldiers shot him to death. And the lead singer, the good-looking lad, he was crying out for help as well. And he said, "Please do not shoot me, please do not shoot me." And they shot him 21 times in the face. Robert, are you here with me now? Is there any member of the Miami Showband? Can you come forward, please, and give us a message? Try and say my name, Philip or Caroline, or even can you say the word Miami Showband to prove to the people that your spirits live on?
Yeah. No.
Philip. That was a kind of a Philip, wasn't there? Mm-hmm. Can you say Philip a bit stronger, please? Can you give me your name?
Fran
O'Toole. Can you come forward and say your name, Fran? Fran. Fran. Can you say Fran? So we're going to give it one more shot, and we're going to go back to the car. We'll do a Paratex app, and we'll have another chat, and then we'll do one more then, okay? So let's do one more Spirit Box session, and let's do one more, and I'll do one, and then Karen will go back to the car then, and we'll have a wee chat. We'll do a Paratex app in the car, and then what we'll do then as well, we're going to bring this one up to the thing this time here, Caroline. We're going to bring it up here to this. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave it on that, and let's do a Spirit Box session here. I'm going to get Caroline to read that out. So if you just kind of stand there and just kind of light that into it. So read that out.
You're taller than me, I'm smaller. In memory of all the people who lost their lives on the 31st of July 1975, may they rest in peace.
So myself and Caroline, to the spirits of the Miami Showband, even the two soldiers that planted the device in the car. Is there any of the spirits here in relation to the 31st of July 1975, the Miami Showband? Is there any of your spirits here today? My name is Philip and Caroline.
Here.
Have you a message for us? Have you got a message for us? Would you like a wall built here and a big plaque with your faces on it, and a memorial wall of the Miami Showband for your story to live on for the next generation, to the next generation?
With it, that she was.
Can you tell us what happened here?
I know.
Can you tell us what happened here? Can you tell us what happened here? Myself and Caroline were thinking it'd be a great idea to build a wall here and put the faces of the Miami Showband who were brutally murdered here. Would you be happy with this?
You know. Yeah.
They all keep slipping down there for some reason. The Miami Showband were one of the biggest show bands in Ireland. Big as the Beatles. But on the night of 1975, there was a checkpoint here on this road, and they were ambushed and they were brutally murdered. And it was a well-thought plan, but went backfired on Captain Iraq. Come on, spirits. Can you try and give us some evidence of the night of 1975 of the Miami Showband? Can the spirits really try and come forward, please? What I'm going to do, guys, is going to take a wee break from the Spirit Box session, and what I just want to do is going to play. I always like to break it up an odd time, and just take a wee break for a second, and let's play one of their songs, and when just get it going for a second, just to break up something for a minute.
Now get unlimited fiber.
I have to turn that down now. There'll be a text from YouTube. So we're just going to break it down small bit. We're going to find something. We're going to play this one here. Don Stiff and Galway. We're going to play this one.
Oh, the sand it is gold, and the ocean is blue, and the hills of the land are still. As I look to the sky, with a tear in my eye, and your lips on my face softly fill. But your heart's far away, and I miss you each day. When I look at my gold-wedded ring, oh, but I'll see you soon, where the daffodils bloom, and we'll meet for the promise of spring. Here on my own, and I feel all alone, but there's people of all kinds of creed, but I don't know their names, but we greet all the same. But it's your sweet caress that I need. But your heart's far away, and I miss you each day. At my gold-wedded ring, oh, but I'll see you soon, where the daffodils bloom, and we meet for the promise of spring. As the sun goes away to find a new day, I can feel the warm breeze on my face. Your friend and your whispers to me, I'll be in our own special place. But your heart far away, I miss you each day. When I look at my gold-wedded ring, oh, that I'll see you soon, when the daffodils bloom, and we'll meet for the promise of spring. By the open turf fire, with the wealth of contentment and joy, as the daffodils play, their meadows are green,
So we're going to dedicate that song. That's from Don Stiff from Galway, and we'll dedicate that song for the Miami Showband. So we're just going to go back here to the boot of the car. Someone just parked up beside us there as well, so we're just going to keep an eye on that as well. You have to open your eyes there from here, Caroline. So someone's just after pulling in there, so we're just going to be eyes opened. So we're just going to turn around the camera. And what's your thoughts of up to now, Caroline? It's a really, really sad place. And that song that I played, it's a very weird place. But that song is actually from Don Stiff. He's from Galway. Another lovely, lovely musician, a lovely man. And actually, there's a story. Don Stiff is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful singer, and fantastic guitarist. So that's John Stiff. He's a beautiful, beautiful performer indeed. And I think the Miami Showband, if they were here today, they would actually love his talent as well. A beautiful, beautiful man. So, this place is a sad story place, and we don't know. See, we cannot hear it when we're doing the live spirit box here, because the cars are flying up and down these motorways here, and we cannot hear nothing much, can we, Caroline?
No.
So you're going to probably hear quicker than we are. So what we'll do a Paratex app here. Don't know if anything bad is going to happen to the Paratex app. We'll give a Paratex app. We'll give it one more go, and then we'll have a chat to you before we go, because our next live, Karen is going to tell you where our next live is going to be, and then we're going to do a goodbye song. So what we'll do is it's a really, really sad story, and this has been the last time I'm going to say this one. It's a really, really sad story what here with the Miami Showman. It's a really, really sad story, but I think the story is not to be forgotten, and let's hope that some of the Miami Showband that are still alive today, or maybe some people who have a lot of money, can come here, and let's try and get a wall and a big plaque built here, at least 10 foot high, or 10 foot high, and let's put all the faces of the Miami Showband who were killed here. And let's, like a remote, that should be definitely done. Something should be definitely done here. Not that it's a small gravestone. Let's get a big wall built here, a marble stone, with the Miami Showband in memory of the Miami Showband, who got 31st July 1975, and put lovely guitars and drums and something that each one of them played, and have a lovely spot here and light up night time, so it'll pass from generation to generation and have some kind of a storyline to it as well. It should be done, shouldn't it, Karen? It definitely should be done. And for, I said, the likes of Nathan Carter, Jerry Guttery, who else did I say? There's loads of them. Loads of them in Ireland. There's hundreds and hundreds of show bands still here. Daniel O'Donnell, for God's sake. There's loads of them. Absolutely. If you're watching this, get together. You're all plenty of money, and let's build something here for the Miami show band. It should be done. For all the show bands that are in Ireland and the UK, it's a shame what happened here of the show bands, and it just to have and a bit of stick and a few ribbons on the side of the road. I think for all the show bands, they're all over the world and all over Ireland. Nathan Carter, Jerry Guttery, there's loads of them. I can't think of them all now at the moment, but there's loads of them out there. And the money you're making, guys, to the Miami show band. Let's build a wall here, and let's never forget about the Miami show band. That's what I think we should be done here. It's brutal. Its story goes what happened. It's very, very sad what happened. But it's up to us, for our generation to the next generation. It doesn't matter who you are. As I said, Chinese, doesn't matter who you are. Catholic or Protestant, doesn't matter. Let's build this here. Let's get this word out, and let's try.
John says it's all about respect.
It's about respect. But look, we only come into this world once, and that's a sad story that happened.
Yeah.
So that's all. I won't say it again. But if you're watching this, I think that these guys that are making a fortune in the show band, I'm surely if you all put 1,000 into the flower pot, and it wouldn't cost 8,000 or 9,000 euro to build a lovely spot here and get onto the council as well. It wouldn't cost them much, but it's something that should be done. The road is sealed off. The road is going to be here for the rest of his life, but it's a story that should never be forgotten. Miami show band were one of the biggest show bands. They were like the good as the Monkees and the Beatles coming up, but it should be never forgotten. So I won't say any more about it, but I like to be the first person to come forward and say it anyway. So there's a van parked up there and I don't like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a Paratex app here. We'll do one more Spirit Box session, Mike Denver too. Yes, Mike Denver too. They're all saying Claire Finger. It's the Mike Denver. So let's do a Paratext app. And then we'll do one more Spirit Box app. And then, Caroline, we're going to tell you where we're going. And then we'll do our goodbye song. So here we go.
Started scanning.
Important. Look at that. First words in the Paratext app. Important. Look at that. It's very, very important. And we're talking about building the wall here in memory of the Miami Showband. And the first word we got in the Paratext app was important. It is very important. It is a story that should be never forgotten. And it should be passed from generation to generation. I get Caroline maybe to hold that up because
Real.
Look, real. Look, the word real has come true. So important and real has come through the Paratext app. Am I trying to deliver a message to the Miami Showband? Are you here? Do you reckon it's really important to get this done? Can you use this device? Maybe this device is better for you to use? Can you come forward, please? So the two first words were important and real.
Fit.
How was that, Carla?
Fit.
Fit. So the word fit has come true. Come on, Spirits, try and use the device in the Paratext app. In relation to 1975 here, of the Miami Showband. Can you say the word?
Carry on.
Carry on. So the word carry on has come true. So let's read it. So in memory of the people who lost their lives here on the 31st of July, 1975, may they rest in peace. The Miami Showband, one of the biggest show bands.
Person.
So the word person has come through the Paratext app. The Miami Showband was one of the biggest show bands in Ireland. They were going to be big as the Beatles. But unfortunately,
Liberty.
so the word liberty comes in. So what does liberty stand for? Yeah. Justice.
Muslim League.
Liberty, justice, would it be? Maybe not, maybe. Spirits, can you use this device? We're not going to keep it going for too much longer. Can you try and communicate with this device in relation to the Miami Showband? Can you say music?
Equation.
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 Can you try and use this device and say something else in relation to what happened here in 1975?
So liberty is freedom.
And liberty's Matt to UK is freedom.
To be free.
To be free, yes, to be free. Maybe that is the two soldiers. Isn't it? Coming true.
Little.
It's the word little is coming true. Is there any spirit in relation to 1975 in relation to the Miami Showband? Can you come forward?
Natural.
So word natural has come true. Another car has pulled up their car beside that van.
Bit of wonky dealing going on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Abbey.
Abbey. So just going to make sure they can see what we're doing here, Caroline. So sometimes if they see this too, they will back away. So we're sure the word Abbey has come true as well. And I don't know what Abbey is in sign off, but there's just two cars parked up the side of the road here. Just very unusual to see what happens. But if they see us with the camera, they might bugger off. So let's try it again. So the word Abbey has come true, Caroline. Is that right? Abbey? Abbey's come true? Yeah, Abbey.
Trouble.
There's trouble. So the word trouble has come true on the Paratext. Come true. Any spirits here can give us some in relation to 1975?
Haley.
Haley. I don't think there was any Haleys, was there, Caroline?
Instead.
Instead. I'm just going to show it another one. So can we get any evidence of the Paratext app to come forward?
Teenager.
Teenager. Yeah, the young guy was a teenager, wasn't he, Caroline? The young boy was...
A young adult.
Yeah, he was 19, yeah. Robert, can you say the word Robert? Can you say the word Robert?
10.
10. So let it go for another couple of minutes and see do we get it, Nels. Come forward, please. We'll give it 2 more words. Can you try and use this device and give us some relation to the Miami Showband? War. Look, the word war. Can you see that? War has come true. Let's do another one. Can you give me another word? What happened here? What happened here in 1975? You give me war. Can you give me something else, Spirits?
Manual.
So the word manual. So let's knock that off.
Standing stop.
I don't want to drag it on too much. We are over an hour and a half on it already. So let's put it into Caroline. So not every investigation you're going to get all. We're come here tonight. We're going to get all the Miami Showband's names going to come true.
No, impossible.
Very impossible. But there's a possibility you might pick up some bits. Now, for us to come here tonight, you watch on YouTube and you'll see all the stories of the Miami show, and you never see anybody go on a live stream I'd say we are probably the first people to ever come and do a live stream where the Miami show band and killed in the Caroline. Yeah. And one of the reasons why we said we carry on from this one is because we were in Ravensdale Wood, and we did an investigation there. Many people got murdered in the Ravensdale Wood, and Sean Walters delivered the story of Captain Iraq. He was killed on the bridge of Ravensdale, and the story goes, there was actually two stories goes, that his body was put through a meat grinder out in, what's that village you said? Outside Dundalk, Ravensdale. Mm-hmm. But Sean Walters says, what a load of horseshite, and he says no, he was beaten to death and he was shot, and his body was dragged up into the wood and he was buried into a bridge. And there were Sean Walters' words, and he lived in the Ravensdale's Wood because his father was a gamekeeper in the gamekeeper's cottage. If you watched our videos, you would have seen that. So we are the first paranormal investigation team ever to do a live investigation of the Miami Showband, and part of the guns fired and the parked cars. Yeah, you're right, Matt TK. Yeah, we are on the motorway, and it's very, very hard to do a live investigation here. But I do really, really think before we go on to our next Spirit Box session, we'll do one more. I really do think for the people of Ireland, and I'm going to cry this out, please share this out. Whoever's watching this, I have it up as the Miami Showband massacre. What happened here? Please share this out. And I think all the people in the show bands all over the world, or even if the Irish government himself, the minister, or I was going to say the President of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins, if you're watching this, because Michael D. Higgins would have a great relationship because he's from Galway. Michael D. Higgins, for God's sake, would somebody put and build a wall here, a big marble wall here, and put the Miami Showband's faces on here, and let's put a memorial spot here with lights in it, and let's keep the story going. Not little ribbons on the trees, not little plaques, not little flower pots. Let's get something built here. And if you everybody
4 years dead, like it's very little, isn't it?
44 years this accident happened last week, and they still have only a flower pot and a few ribbons on the tree. I think for the people of Ireland and the people from all over the world who watch the Miami Showband should get together and build a big wall here, at least 20 foot long and 10 foot high, a big marble wall here, and put their faces in it, and never forget about the Miami Showband. The Miami Showband were as good as the Beatles. For God's sake, my own father went to school with Davy Jones, and that's a fact, true fact. And I think something should be done here. David Howard's mum and dad were always on about that. They're probably are, because they were always a big follower of them as well. So that's what I think. So there's 18 people watching. God knows how many people are going to watch it back. Share it, spread it. Let's get this video to the big people who have the big books, and let's get something built here for the Miami Showband. So for the last time tonight, let's do our last Spirit Box session, and then we'll go to our, before we go to our goodbye song, Caroline wants to tell something what's happening next week. Alright? So let's do our last Spirit Box session. We're going to give Caroline a go first, and I'm going to keep behind her. Caroline's going to give one shot. I'm going to get the other one. So off you go, Caroline. You can sit down. You can do it. You can get it. You can sit down. We'll pick you up. Sit down.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Off you go. So pick it up. Off you go.
Is the spirits of the Miami Showband here with us this evening?
So just load it up. Just keep speaking out.
Did Captain Nyrak arrange your execution? Was it Captain Nyrak that arranged this?
Takes a couple of seconds. Just keep your story going. So whatever you're going to get, this is yours, and you can do the same for me.
Fran O'Taylor was the lead singer of the Miami Showband.
Shot 21 times before.
He was shot 21 times in the face. Is his spirit here with us this evening? Did Captain Myrack order this execution?
What is this?
The spirit of Fran O'Taylor here with us this evening. And the spirit of young Robert, who's a 19-year-old lad, and he was killed here that evening in 1975.
Jerk.
That's a jerk.
Heidi.
Can any of you come forward and tell us, is it Captain Myrack that ordered you the execution?
You want to do another one? I think do the same thing, just point back. So I'm just going to do my one now. So, that was it. Jesus, Caroline's only here 10 minutes and she's trying the place. Alright, so Caroline's locked the house, Matt, so give me a second. I think, Matt, you're going to have to send a new device onto us. That yoke has got more wallops, but it's still surviving. So Caroline's going to refresh you now in just 2 seconds. That was Caroline's spirit box session. I'm going to do one more spirit box session. I want Caroline to start it already. She didn't give me a chance. So I'm going to re-skip Caroline there a second. I'm going to turn that down. Device and have it like that. And I'm going to keep this in my hand so you don't have too many. Kish knocks everything down again and knock everything all over the place. So here we go. This is my spirit box session. So here we go. I'm just going to wait for the traffic to die down. This is Spirits of the Miami Showband. There's only 2 ways we're ever going to come back here again to do a paranormal investigation. Is someone might give us a phone call and might help us to build this fantastic wall that I want built for the Miami Showband. Or some people, maybe of the Miami Showband, might want us to come back here and show them what we do. Or maybe you guests might want us to come back here another day to do another paranormal investigation of the Miami Showband. Spirits of the Miami Showband, in memory of all the people who've died here on the 31st of July 1975. This is your last chance to come through the spirit box and try and communicate with Philip and Caroline. If you have a message to the last 2 survivors of the Miami Showband, please use this device and try and speak to us now, please.
What?
Caroline's making faces.
I will.
What happened here on the night of 1975? What was that? Present. Who was the Englishman that came forward and gave direct orders?
I was certain.
Huh?
I was certain.
I was certain. My name is Philip and Caroline. Can you repeat any of our names before we go home? Can you say Philip or Caroline? Can you say any of our names? Can you say the word Miami Showband? Can you even say the name Miami Showband? Do you think your story should keep going and going and going? Be happy. We'll be happy.
We are.
Do you need help to cross over?
Yes, and
Hear that? It hurts.
a voice.
It does hurt. Davy. Heard the word Davy. I don't know. Is it sweet? Audio. Okay, guys, Caroline's making a lot of faces behind me, so it's very hard to concentrate. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop there. I want Caroline to come back here a second.
Yeah.
So we're just going to stop that there a second. So Caroline, you might sit there and explain to the people what's happening, what's going to what's next on Paranormal Attack.
Guys, next week we're off to sunny Greece. So we'll be live in Greece next week. I'm not sure what evening.
So we're leaving Ireland on Tuesday night. We're flying out at 20 to 6 in the evening. We'll be in Ipswich in Corfu by 12 o'clock. That is on Tuesday. So we want to get a bit of colour. You ever notice that go to out in the hot Spain, we're like white tea towels and we all white, and the first time we arrive in Greece, the Greek people say, you're from Ireland, and the reason why they know from Ireland because we're so we don't see the sun, we're like two dish towels coming out covered in bleach, we're so white. Isn't it? Yeah, isn't that right, isn't it? So myself and Caroline are going to Greece for the last, how many years have we gone to Greece?
5 years now.
We're 5 years we're going to Greece, and what we do every year, myself and Caroline, we put €1,000 into a travel agency and we put a few pound every week, and by August our holiday is paid for, and we go to Greece every year, and we look forward to going to Greece, and we're hoping to get married there next year, please God.
We're not sure yet, Ireland or Greece, we'll see.
Greece. Yeah, so we're hoping to get there, and we're hoping to, not only do we want to get married, but we like to have a nice wedding. And we don't know, will we have a big wedding or a small wedding, or do we invite people that are on this live chat, or what do we do? But I think we should go to Greece and get married in Greece and come home. That's what I think we should do. But we are going to live in Greece next week. We are going to do a live stream. We show you the village, we show you the scenery, we show you the town, we show you the shops, we show you the pubs, we show you everything that is in it, and we will do one paranormal investigation in one abandoned house. We're definitely going to do that for you guys next week. I'd probably say it would be a Thursday. Are we doing? More than likely it'll be a Thursday or a Wednesday, would it, Caroline?
Let's see.
Huh?
Let's see.
Yeah, we're probably a Wednesday. We're definitely going to do it. Definitely, 100%. We are going to do it, and it'll be live in YouTube next week. So look forward to that. So, Ed, what's your last stories about this Miami show, Caroline? Before we go,
Just sad, tragic, isn't it?
it's a very, very, very sad story, and I think the story of the Miami Showband should be never, ever will be forgotten. And I think the only thing that we come up with an idea here, if we can get the word out and just build some kind of a little memorial spot here for them, but not just an ordinary one. It should be a big high wall. Hidden Germs said, do you need babysitters?
That's what Mum's up for.
That's what Mum's up for. So we're going to play our goodbye song, and then we're going to have one more chat to you before we leave. And I hope we'll play the song and dedicate it to the Miami Showband. We're going to stick to the same song that we always sing when we're leaving. So I'm just going to get Caroline just to hold that there for 2 seconds, Caroline, and I'll plug that out just in case it falls. You can throw that in the boot. And what we'll do is we're going to play our own goodbye song, and we're going to dedicate this to the Miami Showband, and may they rest in peace. And I hope to God that somebody out there, in relation to Nathan Carter, Derek Ryan, and all them big top show bands, hear my voice, even the Late Show. If you hear my voice, I'm crying out, and something should be built here in relation to the Miami Showband, and let this story never, ever, ever be forgotten. May they rest in peace. So let's play our goodbye song, and in memory of the Miami Showband, and then we'll say our goodbyes in. So what I want to do, Caroline, is you just press that when I say it, and then I just hold the speaker up, and we're just going to turn this around. When you're ready, off you go. So here we go. This is in relation to the Miami Showband, and let's go.
I always had this idea.
Oh, Caroline's fired.
To myself and be more creative in what I did.
Oh, Caroline.
Different designs that were created.
There'll be a text now from YouTube now.
The biggest is
YouTube will be banned to me now. So we have to go back again. Let's go, take two. Alright, here we go. The sun is high and that old clock is moving slow. So am I. Work is tosses like the losses in the winter time. But it's still alive, getting paid by the hour, over by the minute. My boss just pushed me over the limit. I'd like to call it something, I think I'll just call it a day. Everybody, and call me something tall and strong, make a hurricane before
said, it's only half, and I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. This lunch break is gonna take at night. Tomorrow morning I know there'll be hell to pay, but that's alright. I haven't had a day off now in over a year. My Jamaican vacation's gonna start right here. If the phone's from 5 o'clock somewhere. Something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So that's Caroline. I blame Caroline for that one.
Your dirty phone.
Caroline's blamed the phone first. But anyway, so we're just going to go up to Caroline. Caroline's going to have her last say. There you go, Caroline.
I'm going to say goodbye to everybody and thank you for joining us here tonight live at the Miami Showband, and we'll see you all in Greece next week. Bye, guys.
Right, so that is it. That we're finished. And what's your thoughts before we go?
It's very sad, very tragic what happened, and something memorial should be done for these guys.
So you picture what we're trying to say. We came out here to do an investigation tonight. We don't know what we picked on it, but our thoughts are, I think, the people of the country in Western, of the whole Showband in Ireland and in England, should try and pull together and build something here better what's left standing here of the Miami Showband. That's what we think. So we're done here. Will we ever come back here? We never know. We could come back. Yeah, we'd definitely love to. I'd love to meet one of the Miami Showbands here and do an interview. It'd be lovely to see, wouldn't it? It'd be great to see. So it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me, guys.
And we see you live in Greece, in Corfu, next week at 33 degrees. Now look at the weather here, look. Cold and shivery. And we will be absolutely like rashers, and we'll have soda cream and Vaseline and everything else. We'll be so hot. And like I said, is that the rampart? Yes, the rampart is in the background. It did go off when we did come here, but there was nothing else after that. No. So it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Caroline, and we see you live in Corfu in Ipswich next week. We're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. So it's goodbye, and we see you soon. Thanks very much for joining. And can I hear? I can hear the rampart is just what you're hearing is it's just picking up a different temperature. As the temperature drops in the evening, the rampart will pick up the different. That's why it sounded. It's just making a noise. That's all. That's what it is. So that's it. That's our investigation done off the Miami Showband, and it could be a spectacular place, but we just don't feel it's a place to keep at the spirits and keep it. It's a sad story to deliver here, but it's definitely a story for the people of Ireland, for the Showbands to build something right here for the Miami Showband. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Caroline, and we see you live in Corfu in Greece next week. See you soon. God bless. Goodbye.